Jacob, what's going on? Looking forward to chatting with you. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, thanks for having you here. Like the fact that you're doing this with us, honestly, truly, we really appreciate it. We're like a brand new community here, building like from scratch, just a month and a half in now. And the fact that you're giving us some love this early on in our YouTube journey for Canucks hockey, truly, Brandon, we really appreciate it, man. We really appreciate it.
Man, we're in the dog days right now, Jacob. What do we got? 2 more months until the puck drops, so why not come on and chat about the boys?
So this is what I kind of projected here as our lineup and our depth for the Vancouver Canucks. And there are some interesting names here, especially when Joshua just got traded and some of the moves that we did throughout the season. So, for example, some of the names we have here is Carlson. We have Arshdeep Baines, that there was a lot of discussion about him. We have Sasson here, Lecker Amaki, and there's just a magnitude of names here. But let's just start off. Who do you think has the best shot of making, or maybe even two players that you believe have the best shot of making this Canucks team?
Well, we saw a lot of great development in Abbotsford and many guys going up and down all year. It was 16 guys total that played in Abbotsford and Vancouver this season. A bunch of guys got long looks up there from Carlson, Sasson, Ratu, Baines, Mancini, Lecker, like a bunch of those guys played over 20 games, right? So I like how the coaching staff and management gave them like a fair shake. They didn't just call them up for a game or two or like a week and send them back down. They like gave them a legit shot to get used to the NHL life and try to adapt. And when it comes down to it, it's all about consistency. And the most consistent players in the AHL are going to have the best. Are going to have the greatest shot to make a National Hockey League roster. And like just off the top of my head, I can see like 6 or 7 Abbotsford guys competing for spots. Obviously, not all of them are going to make it, but like none of them would surprise me if they made the opening night lineup. And just you make the opening night lineup, that's great. That honestly means nothing. You can get sent down like 2 days later. Obviously, it's a feather in the cap to make it out of training camp, but you see it time and time again with every team. The management will shuffle up the deck if someone's not playing well, injuries happen. They want to give someone a call up quickly from the AHL. So just because if you make the team out of training camp, it honestly doesn't mean much. Obviously, you're on the right track, and they're showing that they believe in you. And the guys that I think have a great chance, obviously Linus Karlsson, he's been the best Abbotsford Canuck of all time. And you look at what I talked about, consistency, back-to-back years of averaging at least a point per game in the AHL. That is so hard to do, Jacob. And the fact that he has that to his name just shows that he's probably ready for the NHL. 320-plus goal seasons in Abbotsford. Very tough to score down in the American Hockey League. And then he goes on to lead the Calder Cup playoffs in goals and points, just to put a final cap on everything. So I think Linus has a great shot and got rewarded with a one-way contract in the middle of last season. So it just shows that management has confidence in him. So I'm sure that they would love to see him make the team. Max Sasson got a long look. He played almost 30 games in Vancouver and has been a go-to guy in Abbotsford for the last couple of years, and showed his versatility when he got called up. Rick Tocchet put him on the wing when he's just been pretty much a natural center up until that point. So I thought that he didn't look out of place at all. And whenever you can add someone like that with the speed that he brings to a lineup, is something that's going to be a huge asset to a hockey team. So I think Max will be given a hard look. Obviously, Ratu, the way he played when he got called up later in the season, really kind of looked like he wasn't out of place. Played so well on that third line. Scored 3 goals, or was it 7 goals?
And he was on I would say a full blown year, but like you can clearly see the improvement from earlier on compared to when he was near that end of the season. And with Carlson as well, like these guys are just developing. And what you want really in the AHL is not like pretend development where they look okay, maybe they have a shot, but no, we want guys who can potentially stick in for the long term. And when I see guys like Sasson, I see guys like Ratu and Carlson, like these guys, and even Baines, like I see there's definitely something there. And a lot of people, obviously one of our top prospects, and Lecker as well, I do think he still needs some time in Abby more than anything, and guys like Sasson as well. But like just the speed for Sasson, the transitional game, the fact that you can play him at center, you can play him on the right wing. It's just there's so much there. And you gotta put huge credit to Abbotsford, the way they develop, and the Vancouver Canucks bringing in obviously the right guys.
Yeah, and what Manny Malhotra and even Ryan Johnson, he's had now three coaches in Abbotsford, in Trent Cole, Jeremy Colleton, and Manny Malhotra.
Mhm.
He likes to put guys into tough situations to see how they react, right?
Mhm.
Like last year, Max Sasson would have been tapped on the shoulder to take last minute draws when protecting a lead and the other team's pulling the goaltender, where he got a bunch of that opportunity this year under Manny Malhotra. He did get some with Jeremy Colleton for sure, but you could just tell like he's got the A on his sweater now. He's taking a leadership aspect on the team, and he's playing in every situation. He's obviously got a great set of hands. He's a solid playmaker. He can put the puck in the back of the net, and I really saw development in his defensive game because these guys know like you got to play at both ends of the rink if you want to be a full-time NHLer. And Max ticked a lot of boxes last year. And Arshdeep Bains, you mentioned him as well. I want to throw his
Mhm.
name in the mix. Had just 13 games with Vancouver. Got his first goal, which is great. And he was one of the best players in the Calder Cup finals. He had 10 points, Jacob. He had
Mhm.
10 points. He led
10
all
points.
skaters against the Charlotte Checkers. He was just amazing through games in every game in that series. But yeah, he had 9 points over the last four, and is a huge reason why him and his teammates are going to have some rings on their fingers.
And it just showed why he's such a solid prospect. And considering where we got him, like it's this is what I mean about the whole development aspect in the Vancouver Canucks and how they've done such a good job like bringing in the guys and and having like a good chemistry along the room. And hey, I'm sure you've been around the locker room. I'm sure the chemistry was pretty damn good there, eh?
Yeah, the guys were locked in. It was like a family in that locker room. They were playing for each other, and in the American Hockey League, WHL, Major Junior for that matter, NCAA, guys want to get their points. They go
Yeah.
on Hockey DB, they go on Elite Prospects. They're looking at the competition out there, the refreshing box scores from the night before, wondering why they didn't get a credit for an assist. Like getting points is huge in hockey, as everyone knows. It just seemed like in Abbotsford, especially in late April, like everybody put their egos aside and we're really on the same page and work towards one goal, which is a huge reason why they won the Calder Cup. They stuck together. They've battled some adversity throughout the entire year, and at the end of the day, it was all worth it.
And by the way, guys, we are joined with Brandon Astle. He is the Canucks, the Abbey Canucks play-by-play. He's so loved, and he's doing this for us. So everybody, show him some love, obviously, on the Twitter sphere as well, and on Abbey. But the next player I wanted to talk about was Victor Mancini. How good was he for the Abbotsford Canucks?
Yeah, he was another guy I was going to bring up too, is the potential 6 or 7 guys that can crack the roster. And he was unbelievable, one of the best players in the playoffs from start to finish, and just someone that brings a lot to the table with the way he can skate, the how big he is, like almost 230 pounds. It's hard to kind of fathom just the way how light he is on his skates. And Canucks fans saw that when he got his call up in with Vancouver after the
Mm-hmm.
trade with the Rangers, and he was the best player by far in the Colorado series
Mm-hmm.
in round number three. And he was playing the most minutes. He played the most minutes out of anybody in the playoffs, like Manny Malhotra and Jordan Smith, who runs the D. They counted him on a lot in every situation. Power play, penalty kill. He's out there trying to tie the game, defending a lead. He just got so much ice time and exposure, and which leads to solid development. And I love the future that he's going to have as a National Hockey Leaguer. And as of right now, the Vancouver Canucks D is pretty stacked. Like it's awesome to see how far it's come along. We saw what Junior did, PDD, getting called up and sticking there the rest of the year,
Ooh, so good.
and will likely stick at a training camp. There's obviously no guarantees, but I definitely like his chances. And then you got the other Pedersen, Marcus. You got Forbort, Hughes, Ronick, Tyler Myers, and right there, I just named six
Yeah.
people. So Victor's got to have a very good training camp. I don't know if they want to keep him around as a seventh defenseman. Why not send him down to Abbotsford to start until maybe a spot opens up? But I would not be surprised if he kicked down the doors and pushed somebody out for a spot on opening night, because I know what this organization thinks of him. It's very highly, and he was a big piece in getting him from the New York Rangers in the JT Miller deal. And
Mm-hmm.
just thankful they got him because he was an absolute monster in the Calder Cup playoffs.
Yeah, and absolutely, and even like Pierre Oliver Joseph, he's been playing NHL. He's been making teams consistently. He's a decent player, and we haven't even talked about Tom Willander, who's arguably our best prospect in the on the team, right? And honestly, he should have been in Abbey, and there was obviously some contract dispute that had to not make the or not be down there, but. Like there's another guy who could potentially make this team, and if not, you're going to see him down in Abbey. So like that's like our defense, like
Yeah,
I don't
we
think,
just named 9 guys right there. All
yeah.
of those guys could crack a roster spot. That's a great problem to have.
And what's crazy about it is like that's why I truly believe I sorry Brad I truly believe we are trading one of them. Like I still feel like there's enough off season here. They need to figure this out. Like there's too many quality guys. And I know it's a good problem to have, but you also need to have spots for a lot of these guys. And I feel like there's still we need a second line center. Like Brandon, we can do a whole video on just talking the Canucks roster. I'm sure, eh?
And then you got Kirill Kudratsev, who's not far away either now after this
Oh, I
season.
forgot. I can't believe I didn't even add him. But he had a and he had a. You know what he reminds me of? Oh, now I'm stuttering. I'm so excited. He reminds me of. Okay, I'm not saying everybody look at me. Okay, I'm not saying he's gonna be this player. Okay, go easy on me. I'm just saying his style reminds me of Forsling out there in Florida, and like a light version of him. Okay, very light version. I just love the way how consistent he is, and considering how young he is, I really like Kudryavtsev, and every time I seem to watch him, like I was impressed. He had massive shot blocks near the end of one of those playoff games too. In that final round, oh my god, I remember it to a T. I just he's a really good, solid defenseman. So like, look at this man, like this unbelievable our defense. So it's going to be an exciting team to see who makes the team from Abbey, who's going to go back down. Abbey's still going to be a pretty darn good hockey team, eh, Brandon?
Yeah, no question about it. Obviously, just like every other AHL team in the offseason, you lose a bunch of guys. And on July 1st, we saw some big names sign elsewhere from Di Giuseppe and Sammy Blais. We saw Tristan Nielsen just sign with Colorado last week. And there's going to be more guys that are going to be out the door that don't have contracts yet. Hopefully, they can maybe get a few back that are still unsigned. But they also, like Vancouver, is able to put pen to paper with a couple of key young players, and yeah, maybe some will make Vancouver, but Arshdeep Bain's got a multi-year contract. Max Sasson, Linus Carlson got signed in the season, so those are guys that we mentioned that are going to be pushing for spots in the NHL. Atu Ratu as well. So it's nice to see them lock up that young core. And one guy that I'm very confident is going to be a full-time NHLer soon is Ty Mueller.
Oh yes.
Like he was kind of a dark horse, but he's not anymore. The word is out about
Mm-hmm.
him. He is the real deal and one of my favorite prospects in the organization. Like if he made the opening night lineup, Jacob, I know like it's probably not going to happen, but it would not shock me. He is that good. And I
Yeah.
just can't wait to see him in a Vancouver uniform full time. And what he did in his rookie year, from being an all-star to winning a Calder Cup, that's only going to help his development going forward.
You know what's wild? I forgot he did play a couple games in Vancouver already.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
he had one against San Jose and Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's actually I can't believe I forgot about Ty Mueller too. Like so that's a really interesting name as well. And I do remember like he's also another guy. It's just they're like I want to say like we're overrating or overvaluing this development of this teams, but we just came off the literally winning the cup down there in Abbey. You see it physically; they pass the eye tests. You know what I mean? And when we drafted some of these guys or signed some of these guys, it's like, oh, they could be something and now it feels legitimately like they have serious shots. If not next season, then moving forward here, and that's an excitement that as a Vancouver Canucks fan, on the main roster there, it's just I feel like it's just we haven't really had that in a while. You know.
Yeah, and give credit to Patrick Alvin and his scouting staff getting these guys in like the mid to late rounds. Like Kudryavtsev's a 7th round pick. Like A lot of seventh rounders don't make the
Unreal.
NHL. Ty Mueller was drafted in the fourth round in 2023. Baines and Sasson were free agents.
Yeah, free agents.
So those are guys that could be core young pieces for the big club going forward. And so credit to them for going out there and finding these players that can help your American League roster and hopefully soon get into the NHL. Elias Pettersson, the defenseman. I mean, how is he not a first round pick? He was picked in the third
Makes no
round. If you
sense.
told me he was a top 10 pick, I would believe you.
Some people would say he's right now, some honestly, and I don't I want to see a little bit more of Verlander before I say it, but I feel like he could be our best prospect. And is he even a prospect anymore? Like the fact is, he was so good for us. Like he was so good for us. He could play on the left side. He could play on the right side. He's crazy young. How is he not a first rounder, like you said? And in a redraft, he's a first rounder. I have no doubt in my mind that guy. Not to mention, you got that size, that physicality, the tenacity there. It's like that's the full package, man. Like truly.
Yeah, and like he's only 21. He's 6'2". I think he's about a buck 90, and maybe he gained 10 pounds in the offseason. That would not shock me.
Mm,
And from his first game at Abbotsford when he came over from Sweden, I knew they had a keeper when Jonathan Lecker-Mackey was also playing in his first game. Took
mm,
a high hit from a Colorado Eagle player, and the first player in there to stand up for him was the young defenseman, the 20-year-old
mm.
Elias Pettersson. So when he did that, I know he got a lot of respect from his teammates there. And I can't wait to see what he's going to turn into. And obviously, there's going to be some ups and downs. He's only 21, and if he does stick out of training camp next year, it's his first full NHL season. So there might be some of this, but at the end of the
Mhm.
day, he's got a great base to build off of that was helped built in Abbotsford. From Manny Malhotra and Jordan Smith, and obviously the Sedins and the support staff down there.
Yeah.
And you're right. I think I wouldn't even call him a prospect anymore.
Yep.
Like legit, man. I think he's the real deal.
Yep. The fact that they didn't even paper him down to go into the Abbey for the playoffs. I think that says a lot about where they feel he is in this development curve. He's going to be on that team, and he's going to be an impact player for us moving forward. And by the way, he had a hell of a scrap in the NHL too. Oh, absolute monster! Just a beauty, eh?
Yeah, expect more of that too. Like he is not afraid to go after the toughest guy. It does not matter. He doesn't care how old you are, how skilled you are, how tough you are. Like if he's gonna go after someone, especially if someone takes liberties on his teammates, like he'll be the first one in there.
So, by the way, guys, we're going to be doing the Q&A part right now. If you guys enjoyed this first part of the video, drop a like, subscribe, and also show some love to our friend Brandon Astle. He's the best.